Welcome to Board Games with Niramas. I'm Joseph and I'm here today with Draco. Draco is doing a really good job today because he has to hold two boxes at the same time. We all know that Draco is good at holding game boxes, but this is a challenge for him. So in this video, I'm going to compare the two Seven Wonders. This is of course, the old one, 2010 was released in. This is the 2020, the old new one. There's a few things to go through here, but first thing that you might already seen is that the actual text on this box is a bit like glossy, which I think is really nice. Same goes for the actual cards, the back of the cards. And at first glance, I would say that I like this artwork, the old one, more than the new one. But if we start looking at the actual, this thing here with the lights, and this is, bronze, silver, and gold for the 3 ages, I think this actually is cooler though. I should start off here also by, there's a few cards that don't exist in the new edition. The old one was from, 2 to 7 players. The new one is from 3 to 7 players. So these cards that we used sort of to have a simulated third player to be able to play 2 players, those are gone. We also don't have these randomizer cards for the wonders. And I'm a bit confused about that. I don't know why those aren't in the new game. I think that, I think this is a good idea. I mean, if you're playing 4 players, you just randomize this up. Everybody gets a wonder, right? You can do that with the big tiles, but still. So let's start with the big tiles. So here we have the wonders, the new wonders, and we start off here with Babylon, and we're gonna compare that to the old one. And first thing that pops out, of course, is the size difference. That's a fairly big size difference there. And I kind of like that. I mean, you're going to have it in front of you as you play, and yeah, why not? I do like that idea. There's also some changes, like this, the old Babylon gave you 1 clay, and the new one gives you 1 lumber. So I guess that's some kind of balancing they've been doing. I mean, this game has been out for a lot of years. They've probably taken a lot of feedback and so on. If we look at the wonder stages, they look to be sort of the same, even though the new one here, the old one required lumber, 3 lumber. This new one requires different things as well on both these. On the back of these, the old ones had A and a B side, and I really like this change. The new ones have a day, there's a little sun there, and a night side. So I mean, just look at this artwork here in the night style. I think that is really cool. And also here we see some changes. The old one still had 3 stages on the B side. The new one only has 2, and basically the same effects, but they skipped this first one here. Also, I guess, balancing thingies. Then if we keep going here, I'm gonna look through these, Olympia, and we have the artwork here. But a really cool thing on this one is that the old one, while the B side looked the same, now with the night side, we actually have some, I don't know what they are, like cultists standing in front of the statue here, and the artwork has changed from the day side sort of. So I really like that. And also some changes down here as well for the wonder stages. I don't even really know what these new symbols means. I'll have to figure that out. Then we have Giza, I guess. And well, they changed like the things has moved to over there. And yeah, this is a little bit of a difference in the artworks. It's mostly the same, I think. This part has changed from lumber again to clay and some cloth. On the back, it's nighttime. Looks really nice. I really like that. And yeah, so that is a bit of a difference, but I think overall the game plays the same. But I like that they've done some balancing things as well. Here we have basically the same picture, right? Yeah, it's the same picture. And I think it's the same in other ways as well. On the back, though, I mean, look at this. The city is on fire. And the torch really pops there in the nighttime. And they changed it so there's 2 stages here instead of 2 stages there. So yeah, some differences there as well. Then we have Halicarnassus, which used to be sort of in nighttime all the time. But now we have it in nighttime on the back here, and it's mirrored as well. And I think that's it. I think the picture is just mirrored. And there's some changes here. Again, like the resources required to build the stages, those are changed. Then we have Ephesus, which is the same artwork, I think. But again, nighttime really lights up here inside the temple. And yeah, that looks so much better. And the final one, Alexandria. We start off here with, this is really different. So here's like a, I don't know, this is like a stormy night, right? And that comes back here with the night picture. So I like how some of these, they taken the artwork for the night, and some have they just made a copy for the day. But I really like how they changed like that. I think that is so cool. So now let's look at the tokens. So the old ones were these red tokens like this, and we have the -1. The new ones are black instead. It's basically the same thing, right? But with, I like that new look. And if we look at the minus tokens, I think the new one looks a bit better as well. It's a bit more clean than the old one, basically. Then we have the rule books, and here we have some differences for sure, because the old one came like this, and then we had like this is a Swedish version here, but it doesn't matter. I think it looks the same in all. But so we have like a rule summary page like this, a big one with like symbols and so on. You would have to pass this around among the players at the table. New one comes with, well, the actual rule book is also, I think it also looks nicer. Has this whole white look with, I think it looks nice. But we have like a rules list of cards like this. And then we have 3 of these that are describing the effects and so on. And these you can pass around among the player, or have like in between 2 players if you're playing a lot of people. So I like that idea instead. That's an improvement. Then we have the cards, and I'm not going to go through all the cards because that would take a while, but I'm going to give you some examples here. So let's start with the one deck, and we just compare like this. Well, first of all, the artwork is the same, but I like how they hand out the artwork on the new card. So they go all the way to the side like this. The old one had this black line around, and also since they had a name down on the side here, and now the name is up here instead, basically the artwork could take a little bit more space then. And it makes so much more sense to have the artwork up here, because now you can, as in most games these days, you can stack the cards like this and see them like that. And the old one, you had to have some weird side thingy like this, because you also want to see these. These are like the thing, sort of linking that leads to another building, and that was really annoying. And then when they made 7 Wonders Duel, it made sense, because they had the symbols up here. Now they are also up here on 7 Wonders. So I'm really happy for that. I think that's a great improvement. I think that's the most impactful improvement on the game right now with this new edition. I think that's such a huge thing. So like this workshop, instead of those 2 down there, we just have 2 symbols up here. We don't need to have the actual names, because once we get to those buildings that link to, then we will have, instead of the cost, we will also have another way to pay for those. And there are also some changes. I'm not really sure why, but there's been some, like these 2 are now called wells, and they give 3 points, and they have the well there. In the old one here, we had, what was it? Yeah, again, hard to see the names. It was the pawn shop. So these 2 have been just changed name to well and gotten a new artwork, and I think it looks so much better. And overall, it's the same. There are some changes here later on as well, where go into the other decks here, like in the 3rd deck here, some cards have been totally taken out and replaced by new ones or more of the same of something old. We have like, well, I don't know why, but the Strategist Guild has been turned into the Decorators Guild, and they have a totally different effect. So that's the main difference here. Same cost, but a different effect. So there's probably some balancing going on there as well, right? Builders Guild look exactly the same. We have the Ship Owners Guild, which is also the same thing, but the artwork is more clean here, I think, instead of having the point symbols like that on the cards. Then we also have the Scientist Guild, we have the Philosophers Guild, Spice Guild, which actually gotten a bit cheaper. Now it's only 2 clay and some glass. It used to be 3, but the effect is the same. Traders Guild and the Magistrators Guild is the same. And then we have the Craftsman's Guild, which is the same, but at first it threw me off because they moved the stone from down there to up there for some reason. So we used to have, for yellow cards in the 3rd H, They have the arena, 3 cards for the arena, Chamber of Commerce. Then we had Haven and Lighthouse. Now we have something called Ludus, which is, it gives you money and points for the red cards you already have, right? So there's 2 Ludus cards that didn't exist earlier on, and instead there's only 2 arenas instead of 3 arenas, which gave you, money and points for steps of your wonders built. There's a little bit of a change there, but then Chamber of Commerce is still there, and the Havens and the Lighthouse is still there. So there's like small differences like that, and it has to do with balancing and so on, of course. So there's a few changes to the cards, some balancing. There's changes like small, like the tokens, how they look. I kind of miss these randomizer cards. I don't know why they are not in here anymore, but I think the main part is the card symbol placement that I really like, and the names on the top. And I do like this as well. I think it's cool with those big wonders and the new artwork with the night and day. So that is basically everything here. Hope you enjoy this comparison video. It will always be fun to do this. Now, would I recommend you to go buy this new one if you already have the old one? That's a bit tricky. If you don't have 7 wonders, I do recommend you to get it and get the new one, obviously. But I look forward to the expansions as well. There are expansions coming, so we can get the same expansion like the leaders and the cities. Very good expansions, and yeah, I think it's a really cool game. So that is 7 wonders. Hope you enjoyed this video. Press the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great evening, morning, or whenever you're watching. Take care. Bye bye.
Breathe in. Look into these eyes. Subscribe to the channel. Now, exhale.